Hi Homesteaders! Today I want to talk about chicken, feeding chicken I guess, and chicken nutrition. The gang's all here, so it's a bit noisy in the background, but we'll be fine. So we're currently snacking on some spaghetti I cooked up for them. Our local food bank gives us some expired goods. So rice and pasta type things, cereals, we'll cook up for the chickens. As a snack, I wouldn't feed them an entire bag of pasta every single day. I've also got over here some of our kitchen scraps. We have a bin labeled chicken snacks and another bin labeled worm nibbles. Today it's just Cheerios and kale. But this chicken bin will contain pretty much all of our scraps except for, we don't put meat in. Thanks, Gandalf. We don't put meat in the chicken bin, obviously, or in the compost. We don't put in citrus, coffee, onions or garlic. They're not very good for chickens in large amounts. And avocado pits. It doesn't mean that when the chickens go rooting through the compost pile, they don't eat these things. I try not to offer them. And I bring out my scraps often before they get moldy. The duck over here is demonstrating the feeder we use the most. If you fill up the container, it will trickle out to the bottom as they empty it. We don't go through that much feed, and I don't want it to spoil. Sit in there for too long. So we just put in 2 or 3 scoops a day. Minnie is demonstrating a plate. You can get these metal plates for offering food. I don't like them as much. The birds flip them around. They walk in it. They poop in it. Thanks, Min. So it's not my preferred feeder. And next to Pearl over here is the feeder we use most with the broiler birds and chicks. Normally there's a little bar that goes across the top. We don't have it. It's fine. And the meat birds will have like 8 or 10 of these laying out. Scoop or 2 of feed in each, and it gives enough room for all the birds to eat at once. Ideally in your coop, everybody's not scarfing breakfast all at the same time, and they eat more free choice. Going on next to that, we have oyster shells. I always offer oyster shells or another calcium source as a free choice supplement. Where's Bruce? Bruce over here is getting his spring feather molt going on, and feathers take a lot of calcium to produce. So the oyster shells are helping him and everybody else get new feathers and going towards healthy eggshells. We don't use it often, but this is a wall-mounted feeder. It only allows for 3 or 4 birds at once. I don't like them as much, and it's hard to take off the wall and dump out the old, possibly rancid feed. And the ducks are demonstrating our favorite waterer. In the background there you can see a waterer that we use for chicks. If you had 2 or 3 birds, it might be enough water. There's nothing in there, girl. But it's just not big enough for our quantity. And sometimes they knock it over. So this big bucket, the base and the top come apart so you can clean. I see some algae inside. I should give that a little scrub. And to fill it, you flip it over, and there's a drain plug in the bottom, and we can use a hose or pour water from a bucket. Until the ducks get in here playing, this lasts me 3 or 4 days with 20-something birds. But when they get going, they drain that really fast. So that's my favorite waterer. Do make sure your chickens always have fresh water, especially in the heat of summer, and in winter. Dehydration makes you colder. We've tried the nipple waterers. The disadvantage of that is you need to have running water to your coop year-round. We don't have that here in Canada, and I've never got everybody working on it, so we don't even bother trying with the nipple waterers. We just stick with bins and vessels and buckets of sorts. Now, what do we feed? This is our bag of chicken feed. It has a tag that tells me it's 17% protein, which is ideal for laying hens. Our feed store calls this lay mash. You can get it in regular, which is like, I don't know, gross pesticide farming, non-GMO, so the crops are guaranteed to be non-GMO, and organic. Minnie's walking around with a noodle. We go with non-GMO. It's a happy balance between price and good farming practices. We feel it's a good spot for us. Now, it also comes in pellet form. I don't like the pellets as much because they leave a lot of dust behind and it's kind of waste. And the smaller birds, like Minnie over here, can't fit the pellets in their mouth easily, so I worry she's not getting enough. Don't hide. Don't hide. Minnie wants to show you mealworms. Oops, that's a lot. These are freeze-dried mealworms. If you want to make a friend of a chicken, you can teach them to come take a mealworm out of your hand. We don't have the bird anymore, but I had one who would jump for a mealworm. It's kind of cute. If you're grossed out by them, I just pour them out. They feel like cereal. They don't feel like oogie bugs. And the last bit I wanted to talk about was cracked corn. I buy cracked corn. Other people buy scratch grain. It just gives you something to throw around the yard. They can stay busy hunting for grains, and it's a nice snack. A little fat in the winter, I suppose wouldn't hurt. In another video, we'll talk about feed requirements for broiler birds and chicks, but this is what we feed the regular laying flock. And they're just still all about the pasta. So tomorrow we're going to make a flock block. Tune in for that, and we'll talk about fruit and nuts and other grains chickens can eat from your kitchen. And I'm mesmerized by watching them eat pasta. Sorry. That's all I have to say about chicken feed. If you have any questions, post them in the comments, and I'll see if I can answer them. Thanks for watching. Please like and share, and check back for more because I intend to do quite a long series on chicken care. Thanks. Have a good one.